Okay. All right. Very, very serious question.
Oh, great.
Tell me one of the funniest or most entertaining ways you might have hurt yourself at some point in your life.
While drunk.
While maybe being overserved.
She was dancing on a bar.
You fell off a bar? Like full Coyote Ugly style?
I think I've seen like videos on.
I want to party with you.
Do you have a funny way? I'm sure I do.
Well, I know you do.
I'll say this: the first ever bone I broke was my left arm hyperextends because when I was 7 years old, I was at my cousin's birthday party. We were playing popcorn on the trampoline, where the smallest person sits in the middle, and they 1, 2, 3, and they 1, 2, 3'd me, and I kind of went this way, and I fell and snapped my elbow. My dad, being a Texan and the son of 2 people who served in the military, was like, "Walk it off." So, and my mom's like, "He's hurting," you know. And so I'm sitting there crying. My old man is like, "You're good, you're good." Go to the doctor, and it's broken to shit. You know, it's pretty messed up. So that was the first bone I broke. I broke a bone doing a stunt on Supernatural. I broke my scaphoid in my wrist.
Yeah, I've broken that one before too.
Quit breaking stuff. Come on now, you and I should just be in padded rooms.
I know, that's what, bubble wrap.
Is this an intervention? Yeah, so I just get hit in the back with a telephone and fell, and they were like, "Listen, we're not using this shot for you to fall," but I'm like, I got it. And when I went out of frame, there was a stuntman lying there, there was a cameraman here, there was a stuntman here, and there was a lighting set up here, and so I put my hand down, and I just basically, just snapped it. And I was like, this kind of hurts. And it was Bob Singer directing, and I'm like, "Hey, do we have to do it again?" And he's like, we're good. And so a couple weeks later, I got an x-ray and it was broken. And then, the stupidest thing I ever did was challenge Master Chow to a wrestling match and try to tackle him and land on my elbow, which, Cliff, okay, thanks. That was also broken.
Sorry about my hasty departure yesterday. Osric is a trained killer. So if you feel up to it, give him a hard time today. He's a great dude. But all right, without further ado, I don't want to waste anybody's time. So where should we start?
How's the shoulder?
It's still there. My wife told me I was 8 years old. She's like, "You are 8 years old." And my brother was like, "So how big was this dude?" I'm like, he's about shoulder high." He's like, "Well, what?" So, boys will be boys, right? Yeah, shoulder's good. I just be gentle with me in photo ops.
Your turn.
I don't know.
Tell the story. I'm not going to tell the story.
Tell the story.
People have heard the story. I split my face open and they fixed it. What do you want me to say? How did I split my face open? Yeah. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, look, Harrison Ford's got a scar on his chin too, all right? Yeah, but he's Harrison Ford. So here's a true story. When the incident that shall not be named happened, let's name it Voldescar, he actually had to act with... You like that? You're not supposed to say Voldemort, so you're not supposed to say Voldescar.
I will say last week, this was pretty stupid. We're shooting a big fight scene, and we're in this like roadhouse bar, and gonna squaring off with my foe, and he pulls a gun and starts shooting, and so I dive behind the bar, which is fine. Like they put some big pads there, and so when they were shooting it over his shoulder, I would just dive onto the pads. But then they wanted to get. Then they wanted to get. What's that?
I didn't have pads.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have pads.
Yeah, that's I'm getting there. So then they wanted this shot that was down on the floor looking at me, and then I would then jump right into. And then I realized that, those pads aren't going to be there anymore, and it's just a hard wooden floor, and they had the camera right on the deck, and I was like, well, I don't know where I'm going to hit, so I don't know what to pad up, so I just didn't put pads on. But essentially it was me jumping from a standing position as high as I could get so that it looked good, and then landing on my torso on the floor. And I did it one time and I was like, wow, that hurt. That sucks. Going again? Good, okay. So I had to do it a second time and it hurt worse. But that whole day, then there was I'm supposed to get hit with a pool cue, and it was supposed to be a breakaway pool cue.
Oh no, supposed to be.
And it was not.
Oh no.
And so the pool, he's supposed to hit like, and it was supposed to hit right there in the shoulder and break, snap, and then it was, to be used as like a stabbing weapon. So he hits me on the shoulder, and it does not break. It just hurt. And so I was like, oh. And they're like, wait, pause. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, well, it didn't break. That's what happened. So I look at my buddy and I'm like, just do it again. It's bound to break now. I mean, we've weakened it, so it's got to break again. I was like, okay, go ahead, ready? 3, 2, 1, whack! Not only did it not break, it hit, and because now it was slightly loose, it snapped around and whipped my entire back. So I had a welt going all the way across. And when you get, I'd rather be punched than pinched because of the sting, right? And it was the sting. It was like one of those, I had to walk outside and walk it off because it was just like, yeah, needless to say, somebody in the special effects department got a tongue lashing that week.
And a pool cue lashing. That actually makes me think of another story. In season 3, I think the first episode was Magnificent 7, or there was an episode in season 3, Kim Manners directed, where Bobby Singer slams his Chevelle into a bar and somebody's drinking bleach. And they,
You got one that remembers?
Got her. So Kim decided to put the 6'5" guy in the back seat, and so I had to keep getting in, and so I was doing what anybody my size does, getting into a late 60s muscle car in the back seat of a 2-door, and trying to squeeze myself in, and Kim's like, "You gotta go faster! You're on the run from whatever." I was like, all right, and so I just basically start launching myself into the car, and I'm hitting my head on the windowsill. And there's no weather stripping on it, and I keep on going like, man, it hurts, whatever. He's like, all right, we gotta go again. It's like, all right. And so I keep diving in and kind of hitting my head a little bit because that's the only way I can get in the car at speed. And finally, Jeannie Chow, who was our key hair at the time, comes up and she's redoing my hair, and she puts her hands through my hair and goes, I was like, what?
Not hair gel.
I was like, Jeannie, what? And she has in her hand a piece of my scalp with hair attached. Not a word of a lie. We still have it in the props lockout. It actually was part of my Crossroads Demon box. They were like, well, you're supposed to use a piece of yourself. We have your actual scalp and hair. But it was like a little dime-sized piece of scalp that she thought I was playing a prank. And so when she put her hands through my hair and scalp came off, then I was like, see, Manners? Look what you're doing to me.
So the best is that you didn't know. You're like, what?
Listen, when you're this tall, you hit your head a lot.
Is that my hair coming out?
That's why I have a big forehead. I just hit my head on stuff a lot. It's not
desensitized.
It's just desensitized.